Alright, so I'm going to do one labels on my next video, and I'm going to try my best to do it consistently. So every Tuesday I will be uploading app development and app designing in alternate. So the app that we are going to build today is Spotify UI clone, and I'm going to use Flutter. Let's first check the mockup. So we have three screens, which is first is the home page where you can see all of the playlists. Next is the playlist details page where you can navigate to the songs that you like. And lastly, the song details page where you can play, pause, and navigate to the songs that are inside the playlist. And if you are interested in learning how to create this mockup, I'll be putting a link in the top right of this video once it becomes available. By the way, if you are new here, make sure to click that subscribe button, and all the links I'll mention in this video would be in the description box down below. But before we begin, let's check out my relaxing intro. Alright, so we are going to start working on this mockup. First, I'll be setting up the assets. Alright, so I think I'm done with exporting all of the assets. So I'm going to start working on the items for the playlist.
The things I thought of, but my scars are aching. I try to make you understand. This isn't how it's meant to be. I'm not the one that's holding on to something that's already gone. And I'm just trying to make things work. You always try to rock the boat.
I think this section looks good. It took me a lot of time to set up all of the assets from the stars, like these icons, these images, and the fonts. It took quite a while to add these references in the pub/spec.yaml, and also the dependencies or the packages that I will use in this project. I also set up the constants, which is based on the Figma, the colors right here, black, dark gray, and some typography styles. So I will not code it every time I need this specific style of text. And I also set up these models. So first I start in the playlist model, which I think I will add later. Like inside the playlist there are a lot of songs, so I'll add that later once this progress. And then I also add this mock data. So we have this, the user left playlist and the user right playlist data. I'll do this radial effect at the end of the video because I'm not too familiar doing this radial or linear effect in the background. I'll leave it for now. And let's do this recently played. By the way, before I forgot, I have to discuss what I did in the home screen. So I used functional widgets. As you can see, this is kind of different from what we used to know in the Flutter. This add widget is basically a stateless widget. So it's more of like a shortcut, and it's much cleaner if you can notice. So I divided it into a separate components. So let's say we have this home screen, and then I'll create a home preferred playlist section. So this is the section which contains the good evening and all of this home user playlist. But I think this home user playlist item, I should put it in a widget, this one. So I'll put this now. Okay, so I transferred the user playlist item into the widgets because I think this kind of widgets are reusable in the app. So let's proceed in doing this recently played section. Alright, I think this looks good. I finished the recently played, so what I did is I also put the shuffle button into a reusable component. So I think we can also pass a function like here. Now I also created a playlist item, which is a reusable widget, and I might also put this entire section into a reusable widget. So I'll just make the title dynamic and also the playlist items inside, so I can reuse it into the next part, which is the jump back in section. Yes, I think that's pretty much it for the home page. After that, I will be doing the navigation and this playing navigation component or widget. So yep. Okay, so I finished the other section, which is the jump back in, and I will proceed in creating this widget, which is the bottom navigation bar. Okay guys, so I think I'm done with the bottom navigation and also the playing navigation. So what I did is I'm passing the song model. So I created the song model and the artist model. So in here, playing navigation, we are passing the current song. So if you pass a different song, it's going to update the UI in here. Now since we have the bottom navigation and the playing navigation, I think it's much easier to do the second screen, which is this one, the playlist details page or playlist details screen. Alright, so let's start doing this. Alright, so I think I forgot to pause for a bit because I was in the zone of coding. So I did the actions header right here, and also this cover image and the Spotify button, but I think I should also put this cover image, this section right here, into another widget, so it's much easier to track everything. So I'm gonna do that now.
Didn't wanna make things harder, and we're already breaking. You never guess the things I thought of, but my scars are aching. I try to make you understand. This isn't how it's meant to be.
Alright, so I'm done with the song list in here, and so what I did is I added a mock data in the playlist. So I also added a new property, which is songs, but I only implemented it in this specific item. So if you go to other items like this, it only contains one, because it's too hassle to put a lot of data. So I'm just going to focus on this specific playlist. I added a reusable button, which is I called SP button, Spotify button. Yeah. For the scrolling, I know this is not the exact behavior of the Spotify app, but I can do that, but I think the time is very limited for me. So I'll just proceed with the next one, because the main focus of this is UI only. I'm going to focus on the third screen, but before that I'll do this navigation screen first, so we can have this bottom nav on both sides. Okay, so this is it, first screen, and the second screen is right here. So now let's proceed with this third screen. First, I'm gonna do the header for the third screen, and then also this cover image, and lastly I'm going to do these controls right here. But I'm only going to do the UI part, not the functionalities. Alright, I think I'm done with all of the UI changes, so let's review. So we have now this gradient I already applied, and then when we click to the low 5 bits, it's going to render this gradient also. It can be dynamic. If you want to change the value, you should change right here, but I didn't make it dynamic because I'm running out of time. So now we have this music list or song. I should have called this music, not song, but anyway, when I go to the music details page or song details page, you can see now the cover and the controls. This slider right here, I called it SP slider, so you can pass a value right there. It is ready to be used if you have implemented a timer. So you just need to pass a value right here, for example 30, so it's going to update its value. Yeah, I think this is all of the UI. I think I almost got the perfect UI in here. So if you notice, there are something like shades in this gradient. It's not perfectly shaded. It's because I'm using emulator, but if you use like your mobile phone, you should get the accurate smooth gradient, because in the emulator it's not smooth. So yep, I think we're done here. Alright guys, and that's about it. I did have a bit of challenge in the dynamic color gradient under the playlist details page and sound details page, but overall it is a good experience. I started around 9:30 a.m. and finished past lunch, so I think it took me about 3 to 4 hours to do this. Anyway, I'll put the link of GitHub repo in the description box down below. And if you like this video, please click that smash button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you can stay updated on my upcoming videos. And I'll see you in the next one.